Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Teresa Noni Charles, and I am the founder of Nomadic Noni. I create cultural travel experiences that connects us to our heritage, history, and creativity. Today, I'm excited to share details about our upcoming Gullah trips. Why the Gullah experience matters. Now, how I first learned about the Gullah Geechee culture is by eavesdropping on someone else's conversation. I was a student at Clark Atlanta University, and one of the students talking was from the islands. And they were talking about the Gullah Geechee culture from a negative connotation, from a negative perspective. I became intrigued to find out more about this Gullah Geechee culture. And then maybe several weeks later, this guy that I knew was telling me how he was going on vacation to Hilton Head, how excited he was, and sharing how there once was a time where blacks wasn't allowed on the island. So he was very proud to be able to go and vacation on Hilton Head Island. From that experience, um, just getting a little taste about the culture, like I said, it piqued my curiosity. And so I did a little bit of research and I found that there was a festival that was going to take place on Hilton Head Island. So I drove down there. And the first night, it was a roundtable discussion with elders and listening to the elders talk about some of the traditions, um, the food, the language, and then Queen Quet spoke and how she was going in and out of that dialect and talking about the land and just the culture overall that I became hooked. I became so intrigued that I just wanted to find out more. And over the next couple of days, I attended the festival and engaged with the community, ate the food, and I was just, from then on, I was hooked. And I just wanted to share the experience and the knowledge that I had and still learning about it with any and everyone that I could. So I organized, trips to St. Simon Islands, Sapelo Island, Charleston, St. Helena Islands, as well as Hilton Head Islands, because I was so amazed how literally it's right here in our backyard, but also how they was able to preserve their culture, how those traditions are still connected to Africa through their food, through their music, through their spirituality, as well as their crafts. Now, the Africans were brought from western part of Africa, and they were selected because of their rice cultivation skills. So they were brought to the Sea Island um, to cultivate the rice, and they knew that they was going to be able to withstand some of the elements that takes place on the Sea Islands to cultivate this rice. You got malaria, you got the heat, because you're standing in knee deep water, and so they already knew how to cultivate rice. They was already familiar with the environment, like I said, with malaria and the heat. So they were chosen, if chosen is the right word, but they were specifically brought from Africa to the Sea Islands to cultivate rice. That's why this culture is so important. How they've been able to preserve it over the years and have that direct connection to Africa that is still present today. So, a little bit about the trip. We're going to have two trips for 2026, one in February and one in November. They both will be based out of Savannah, where we'll be housed, and then we will do day trips to St. Helena Island. Now, a sample itinerary will include as mentioned, the trips are both 2 nights and 3 days. So on day one for both trips, that's arrival day. You will do your hotel check-in. There will be a welcome reception, and then an opportunity for you to really explore, downtown historic Savannah on your own. Day two will be our guided activities. For February, day two, where we will go to St. Helena Island, tour the Penn Center, do a guided Gullah tour, eat a traditional meal, um, and then that evening come back to Savannah, where you have an opportunity to explore on your own again the historic district. For November, that day two activity will consist of us going to the Heritage Day celebration, where we will partake in the festivity. After the celebration, we will go on our guided Gullah tour as well as partake in a traditional Gullah meal, and then head back to Savannah to explore the city on our own that evening. For day three, that's our departure day. So it will begin with hotel checkout. For February, we will spend half a day at Pinpoint Museum, which is just right outside of Savannah. For our November trip, that third day, it will be a brunch river boat cruise. As mentioned, we will be housed in historic district of downtown Savannah. Breakfast will be included at the hotel. There will be valet parking available at the hotel for a fee as well. The trip will include our hotel stay, most meals, all guided tours, and cultural experiences. We will have transportation to all of our different activities, um, whether it be on St. Helena Island for our guided tours, as well as planned activities in Savannah. You will need to meet us in Savannah. Transportation will only be available for our guided tours and activities. Pricing and our deposit schedule for the trips. So again, we have two trips, one in February and one in November. We got three plans that you can choose from. Our pay in full and save plan. If you pay in full, you save $100. For February, it's $1,000 for that excursion, which is a Thursday through Saturday. And prices include double occupancy. There is a single supplement available if you would like your own accommodations. So for February, it's $1,000 if you pay in full. And then our next option is our standard plan, which is 1050, where you will make a larger deposit of $500 and then make two installment payments. One 90 days prior to departure, and then the final payment 30 days prior to departure. For November, our pay in full and save is $1,200. And again, these are all double occupancy. Single supplement will be an additional fee. The standard plan for November is $1,250, which will require a deposit of $500, and you would make two installment payments. One at 180 days from departure, and the final payment 120 days from departure. For our November trip, We do have an interest free plan, and that price is $1,300, where you make a smaller deposit of $250 and then make monthly payments. Final payment is due 91 days from departure. How to book these trips? It will take you less than 5 minutes. Just scan the QR code for our February trip and our QR code for our November trip. Just enter some basic information, your name, email address, phone number, select which plan you like. 5 minutes, you've already booked your trip. So we will be excited to see you on one of our upcoming journeys to the Gullah Islands. Please, if you have any questions, reach out, schedule a discovery call, or send me an email. But I look forward to seeing you on one of our Gullah Geechee trips. Thank you.